News 3's Tiffany Lane joins us live from downtown Las Vegas after speaking with influencers who say the shooting has made them more aware of the dangers of live streaming.
Yeah, following the incident that happened on Sunday, according to his arrest report, the suspect, Manny Ruiz, did tell police that he did not know that the couple he shot and killed were live streaming their location. Some don't necessarily believe that's the case, but regardless, there are influencers and YouTubers here in the community who tell me they're a little more hesitant now when it comes to sharing videos that show their location.
I did a podcast promoting this Brazilian steakhouse.
Jan Kaner, a Las Vegas-based Instagram influencer.
I like to highlight small businesses that just need a little push to get people in the door.
Many stories highlighting local restaurants and videos to make people laugh. Kaner was shocked when he heard about the shooting on the Strip Sunday that many witnessed on live stream.
Yeah, it is very frightening. What happened on Sunday put in perspective of why I don't go live anymore, why I don't show my running routes.
Kaner, who has more than 15,000 followers on Instagram, says he doesn't post until after he leaves a location. And he often doesn't post the exact location either.
This is a run of one of my regular runs, but you can't even tell where I'm running.
Michael Johnston of Code 4 Consulting and a former Henderson police captain says there are several ways your location can be tracked during streaming or live posting of photos.
When your GPS is activated on your phone, it's also embedding specific data inside the picture that can be later downloaded and used to find the location.
He says sometimes your location doesn't even have to be tracked to be able to find you.
They can just use the environmental clues that are around, right? Street signs, topography, buildings, businesses, all of that can help somebody locate you.
Johnston says there are ways you can continue to post while staying safe. Turn off your location if you're not using navigation, don't self-tag, and avoid using your device's IP address.
If you want to keep your live streams to a minimum or just do more of them, it's a safer practice than having a 30-minute or an hour live stream, because that tells them that you are at that location at that very moment.
And you never know what can happen.
People could just show up. You don't know the next person that could be your stalker. This also being Vegas, you know, people carry, so you never know what could happen. They're also in the influencer community. Some people don't like each other.
Now here's another tip. You need to check those privacy settings on YouTube or any other apps, because sometimes you may be sharing more than you're comfortable with. That'll allow you to really navigate how much you are willing to share with others. Reporting live from downtown Las Vegas, I'm Tiffany Lane for News 3. Back to you.
All right, you've seen the news report. Live streamers in danger in Las Vegas. Now, the news report I just shown you, they only talk to one person that does live streams in Vegas. I never heard of this person, no disrespect. He mostly does his live streams on IG and everything. And it's just mostly, you know, going to different restaurants in Vegas and all that other stuff. I may research him at another date. But anyway, our live streamers in danger in Las Vegas. Well, I don't actually live in Vegas. I've been to Vegas like 10 times. I've been going there since 2006. I went in 2007. Had a long gap of not going, went in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. 2020, I obviously didn't go. 2021, I went. 2022, I went. 2023, nope. 2024, I went. Yep, so that makes 10. Anyhow, our live streamers in danger in Vegas. Let me put on my not leaving Las Vegas cap on for a minute. Shout out to that guy. I don't think they are, because when we look at the incident that happened between Sin City Manny and Finny the Legend, that was pretty much isolated. Manny pretty much knew what he was going to do and knew who he was going to go after. I would say it would be a danger problem if Manny not only took out Finny and his wife, but he took out all the bystanders that were present. But he didn't do that. He just went after the person that was the target of his anger. But my thing is this. It's all about prevention at the end of the day, really. I mean, since I recorded my initial video on this, I went to go check out some of the other Las Vegas content creators I have. And, you know, for them, it's just business as usual. They opted not to really say anything or address this issue entirely. They're going about doing their videos about resorts, the games, and little tips about public safety and all that other stuff. So they ain't really concerned about it. And rightfully so. They probably want no parts of this. And they probably do or are familiar with Sin City Manny, but given that, you know, Manny may possibly have other people that are willing to do acts on his behalf, they really don't want to go near this particular story. Because like I said, Vegas is small at the end of the day. It's not a huge metropolis like a New York is. So let me get to this situation at hand. When I think of Finny and Bubbly, it kind of reminds me of PNB Rock and the situation that happened with his girl over at Roscoe's in LA. It kind of reminds me of that. And they weren't live streaming per se. PNB Rock's girl pretty much, you know, dropped a location as to where PNB Rock was, and the perpetrators in question rolled up on PNB Rock, tried to get his chain from him. PNB just resisted, and they took PNB out. But when I think of this, yeah, there are some parallels here. I mean, Finny and his girl, they went to live stream, not realizing that their op was, you know, looking for them, or maybe they just didn't care and didn't think that, you know, Manny was going to be serious. He didn't. They just thought that, well, you know, he's 5'2". What could a person that's that small do anything? They were wrong, absolutely wrong. But this isn't about them per se. I'm just using this as a springboard to talk about the topic of, is live stream dangerous in Las Vegas? My answer to that is no. Because the people that do live stream in Vegas and whatnot, I say they pretty much know the ropes, and they know, you know, how to move and navigate throughout the city and how to look out for certain things. So I don't think they're in any danger of anything happening to them, bearing in mind they don't have any stalkers or whatnot. And I assume that, you know, the content creators that I do follow, they probably do have security that walks with them and everything like that. So I don't think they're even bothered by it, and they pretty much know where to go, where not to go as far as recording their videos. But for those of you who are aspiring content creators and whatnot, it's, you know, if you have a friction or a conflict with another person and you guys are in the same city or you're visiting that same city, you may want to take certain precautions. One, if you are going to do a live stream and everything, you may want to avoid announcing that. Two, you may want to consider doing pre-recorded videos and then releasing them as a premiere and dropping them way after you have left that scene. I believe if Finny and Bubbly chose to do that, then more than likely Manny would have never had found them. And my last point is 3, if you do have conflicts or there are tensions, or if you have somebody that's giving you hassle or sending you improper messages online or leaving improper message in your comment box, take those precautions. Now, Finny and Bubbly, seeing as, you know, Manny made all those threats to them, it didn't make sense. It just lacked any logic or any common sense for them not to, you know, holler at a mutual party, get Manny and his wife on the phone and call a ceasefire. But I understand, Finny didn't want to appear weak. He still had that battery in his back that the people in his live chat box were giving him. And to an extent, so did Manny. So yeah, there was ego involved and nobody wanted to concede to the other person. But look what the end result was. You have the families of Finny and Bubbly grieving, and you have a father who's unable to spend Father's Day with his kids or his wife. Both lives and both families are destroyed. So is it worth putting your ego on the line just for views and clicks? And before I end this, I watched the video again and I seen Bubbly. She all, you know, picked up the camera and said, "Are you effing kidding me?" And as I was watching it, I was like, why didn't Bubbly run? Everybody else was running and ducking for cover, but her reaction to all this was to pick up a camera and try to get an angle of Manny doing all that. Where was the common sense? I understand, you know, it was the heat of the moment. She was shocked. She seen her man go down and whatnot, but why didn't you run and duck for cover like everybody else? Your response was to get a camera and record it. You should have just either been ducking or running, because she can't hear it now, obviously, but this is just a mental note or audio note for, you know, future content creators. When danger is in front of you, your reaction to that danger is to retreat. It isn't to stand there and face danger in the eyes like you're in an action movie. It's to get out of harm's way. But, you know, that's neither here nor there, and I don't want to appear insensitive or get into victim blaming, because this isn't what this video is all about. This is pretty much about prevention and public safety. So anyway, folks, tell me what you think. Are live streamers in danger in Vegas? Let me know your thoughts on it. This is Soul Vegas.